Foldable smartphones promise a seamless phone-to-tablet experience, yet one flaw has persisted: their screens still don't feel as durable or premium as traditional displays. Apple's long-rumored foldable iPhone may finally tackle that issue. Early 2026 supply chain reports suggest Apple is nearing a key design decision focused not on performance or cameras, but on the display's protective top layer. If the leaks are accurate, Apple could use a screen material that most rivals, including Samsung, have avoided, potentially reshaping expectations for foldable phones. Why foldable displays still feel fragile? Modern foldable phones already use ultra-thin glass beneath their screens. This glass improves clarity and rigidity, but it cannot bend repeatedly without assistance. To make folding possible, manufacturers coat the glass with a flexible polymer film that absorbs stress and prevents cracking. That polymer layer is the real problem. Unlike the hardened glass used on conventional smartphones, this top layer scratches easily, shows dents under fingernails, and often feels soft or plastic-like. Even after multiple generations, many users still treat foldable screens cautiously, aware that the display is more delicate than it looks. Apple's reported goal is simple but ambitious: make a foldable screen that doesn't feel like a compromise. The display material Apple is testing that rivals don't use. According to industry reports, Apple is currently testing two different materials for the protective layer above its foldable display. The first is polyethylene terephthalate, which is widely used across today's foldable phones. The second is clear polyimide, commonly known as CPY, a tougher and far more expensive alternative. Polyethylene terephthalate is popular because it is flexible, affordable, and easy to manufacture at scale. However, it is relatively soft, which makes it prone to visible scratches and wear. CPI, by contrast, offers greater surface hardness and improved resistance to scuffs and pressure, giving the display a more glass-like feel over time. Samsung, despite dominating the foldable market, has largely avoided CPI in consumer devices due to cost and production complexity. Apple appears willing to accept those challenges if it means delivering a more durable, premium experience. Apple's foldable supply chain is taking shape. Reports suggest that South Korea's Kolon industry has emerged as a leading candidate to supply CPI film for Apple's foldable iPhone. The company has reportedly invested heavily in expanding production capacity, anticipating growing demand as foldable devices move beyond niche adoption. Meanwhile, lens technology in China is expected to supply the ultra-thin glass itself and handle the delicate bonding process between the glass and protective film. This step is among the most technically demanding parts of foldable display manufacturing, as it must balance flexibility, clarity, and long-term durability. The fact that Apple is conducting late-stage component testing suggests the foldable iPhone has moved beyond concept exploration and into serious product development. A large display with minimal crease ambitions. Leaks consistently describe a foldable iPhone featuring a large inner display measuring around 7.8 inches when unfolded, paired with a smaller 5.5-inch cover screen on the outside. While those dimensions align with existing foldables, Apple's focus appears to be on reducing or nearly eliminating the visible crease. Creases are more than a cosmetic issue. They subtly distort content, interrupt scrolling, and constantly remind users that they are interacting with a flexible surface. By combining CP1 film, refined hinge engineering, and improved ultra-thin glass bonding, Apple is reportedly aiming for a flatter, more uniform display. If successful, the result could feel closer to an iPad panel than a typical foldable phone screen. A camera system designed for every folding mode. Leaks suggest Apple's foldable iPhone may include 4 cameras distributed across the device to support seamless use whether the phone is folded or open. The outer cover display is expected to feature a hole-punch front camera for quick selfies and video calls. Inside, Apple is reportedly preparing its first under-display camera. What makes this especially notable is the rumored resolution of 24 megapixels, significantly higher than current under-display cameras used by Android manufacturers. If accurate, this would represent a major improvement in image quality for hidden cameras. Face ID is not expected to be supported beneath the display. Instead, Apple is reportedly opting for Touch ID, likely integrated into a side button, offering consistent authentication across all folding states. On the rear, the device is expected to feature a dual-camera setup with a 48-megapixel main sensor and a 48-megapixel ultra-wide lens. A telephoto camera is not expected, suggesting Apple prioritized internal space, thickness control, and reliability over optical zoom. Performance powered by the A20 and Tokamen technology. At the core of Apple's foldable iPhone is expected to be the A20 chip, manufactured using TSMC's advanced 2-nanometer process. This represents a major leap forward in both performance and efficiency. Compared to the A19, the A20 is expected to deliver noticeable speed improvements alongside substantial power savings. These gains are particularly important in a foldable device, where larger displays and multitasking place heavier demands on the processor. Apple is also expected to use wafer-level multi-chip module packaging, integrating RAM directly onto the same wafer as the CPU, GPU, and neural engine. This approach reduces latency, improves thermal performance, and enhances on-device AI capabilities, all of which are critical for a tablet-like form factor. Apple's second-generation C2 modem steps forward. Connectivity reports point to the inclusion of Apple's second-generation C2 modem. Unlike the first-generation C1, the C2 is expected to support mmWave 5G alongside sub-6 GHz networks. This upgrade brings Apple closer to full parity with Qualcomm's latest modems while strengthening its long-term strategy of internal silicon independence. In a complex device like a foldable phone, tighter integration between hardware and software can significantly improve efficiency and reliability. Battery capacity bigger than any iPhone before. Battery life has long been a challenge for foldable phones due to their unusual internal layouts and hinge mechanisms. Apple appears determined to avoid that weakness. The foldable iPhone is expected to feature a battery in the range of 5,400 to 5,800 mAh, potentially the largest battery ever installed in an iPhone. For comparison, the current iPhone battery leader is the iPhone 17 Pro Max, reported to feature a 5,088 mAh battery. Combined with the efficiency gains of the A20 chip, this larger battery could finally deliver all-day endurance without forcing users to compromise on screen size or performance. Why Apple's display choice matters more than specs. Specifications grab attention, but materials define how a device feels over time. If Apple commits to CP-wine film for its foldable display, it signals a clear philosophy: foldables should no longer feel experimental. Rather than racing competitors to market, Apple appears to have waited until it could address the category's biggest weakness: durability and daily usability. A tougher display surface, reduced creasing, reliable battery life, and familiar authentication could make Apple's foldable feel less like a novelty and more like a natural evolution of the iPhone. If Apple gets this right, the foldable iPhone won't just be another new form factor. It could reset what people expect from foldable phones altogether. If you enjoy deep tech breakdowns like this and want to stay ahead of what's coming next, like and subscribe for more.